Hello and welcome to this lecture, and in this lecture we are going to learn something about the in-place operators. So instead of just me explaining it from scratch, let's go ahead and take a simple example. So let's say we have some variable which is called as age, and let's say this variable is used to save the value of age. So let's say the age of a person is, let's say, 39. So if you hit enter, this means that the value of 39 gets stored into age. Now on each and every birthday, what we need to do is that we actually need to upgrade, or we need to increment the age of this person by a value of 1. Now what you need to do to increase the value of age is that you simply need to type in age plus 1. So what this thing is going to do is that it is going to take the value of age, which is 39, and it is going to add a 1 into it. So we will get the result as 40, but still the value of age is going to remain as 39. So what we need to do here is that we need to save this entire thing again back into the age value or the age variable. So you need to type in age equals age plus 1. And what this thing is going to do is that it is going to take the age, which is 39, it is going to add 1 to it so that it becomes 40, and finally the age value gets stored into the variable age. So if we hit enter, now the value 40 is stored in the variable age. So if you want to confirm it, you could simply type in print age, and as you could see, now the age value is 40. Now this line of code right here is somewhat unacceptable in many programming languages because it is not a standard way of doing so, wherein you have to use the variable name twice in a single line just to add a single 1 to it. So in order to tackle this problem, they have introduced something which is called as in-place operators. So instead of writing this line as age equals age plus 1, what you could do is that you could type in age, then give a plus sign, then give a equal sign, and then you specify the value which you want to add into the age. So right now the age is 40, and let's say on the next birthday his age is going to be 41. So you simply need to add a value of 1. So what this line of code is going to do is that it is going to take the current age value and it is going to add a number which is specified over here. So it is going to take the current age value as 40, and it is going to add a 1 to it, and it is going to store the result back into the variable age. So that means now we have 41 stored into the variable age. So if you execute this query and simply print out the value stored in age, as you could see, now the value of age is going to be 41. Now let's say you want to increase the value of age by 4 and not by 1. So in that case, what you could do is that you could type in age plus equals, and now instead of having 1 here, you could simply type in 4. And what this is going to do is that it is going to take the current age value and it is going to add a 4 to it. So if you hit enter and again type in print age, as you could see, now we have 45 stored in the variable age. Now this in place operator not only applies to addition, but it also applies to subtraction, multiplication as well. So if you type in age minus equals 4, that means it is going to subtract the value of 4 from age. So now if we subtract 4 from 45, that is going to be 41. So if we again try to check the value of age, as you could see, now we have the age value as 41. Now you could also use this thing as a multiplication operation. So if you type in age, and let's say if you want to multiply the age by 2, so you could type in age multiplied by 2 or age multiplied by equal to 2. So what this is going to do is that it is going to take the value of age multiplied by 2 and again store back the result into the variable age. So again, if you print out the value stored in the age variable, as you could see, 41 multiplied by 2 is 82. Now one more interesting thing about this is that you could also perform this on a string variable. So let's say we have some string variable as b. So if we type b equals, and let's say this consists of hello, and now let's say that you want to add world to the string variable b. So what you could do is that you could type b plus equals, and in quotations you could type in world, And now if you were to print out the value which is stored in B, so as you could see, you will find hello world stored into the variable B. So that is basically what an in place operator is. So in place operator is nothing but this operator which basically eliminates the use of this line of code right here. And it is actually logically correct to write this line, but in most of the programming languages we have the in place operators wherein you could add a number to a particular variable without specifying the variable twice like this. So this thing right here is logically correct, but it is not a good practice to use this. Instead, it is advisable to use in place operators. So make sure that you always use in place operators rather than writing a line of code something like this. So that's it for this lecture, and this was actually the last lecture in this Python console. So from the next lecture onwards, we will be using PyCharm, which is a JetBrains IDE for Python, and it is going to be much more fun coding in PyCharm as compared to this boring black and white console. So thank you very much for watching this lecture, and I'll see you guys in the next lecture. And in the next lecture we will start with PyCharm. I'm going to explain you how to create a Python project in PyCharm and how to create a Python file in which you could write multiple lines of code in Python. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next lecture. Thank you.